If I were to ask you to describe 2020 in one word, what would it be? Would it be exhausting? Surprising? Unexpected? Whatever word you choose, this year was definitely a year for the history books. It tested our strength as a species, and sometimes made us feel like we would never be able to build ourselves back up when we had broken apart. But the year certainly didn't start out that way. Before face masks and social distancing were things we would even consider in our everyday lives, it seemed like nothing had changed, and that we could actually enjoy the start of the 2020s. In fact, I know I was feeling pretty hopeful for the year, and I was really looking forward to pushing my creativity to its limits and setting new standards for myself to start the decade off right. I was extremely lucky and happy to start off my year near Sarasota, where I spent a few days with my family going for walks on the beach in the day and going out to restaurants at night. I had just recently gotten a new camera, and this was the perfect way for me to get introduced to it. I was really excited by all the photos and videos I got. It felt like I was on a creative rush that would last the whole year, and nothing would get in its way. This was such an amazing trip. Not only did I get to experience this beautiful part of Florida, but I also made some long-lasting memories with my family. Whether we were getting ice cream or mini donuts, swimming, boating through canals, or simply walking through town and on the beach, this trip will be one I look back on fondly. February was a pretty special month too. I was able to travel to Varadero, Cuba with my sister and some friends, some new and some old. We stayed at the Melia Las Americas, just outside of Varadero. The time we spent at the resort was incredible. I can still vividly remember the beauty of where we were. The sunsets, blue waters, and orange sands. It truly felt like paradise on earth. During the day, we would run around on the beach playing spike ball, go swimming, and lie on the beach and just take in the cool breeze. On our second last day, we decided to take a tour of Havana. It was a little over 2 hours by bus, and I was surprised to see how much beauty we saw just while driving. Seeing all the old cars drive by, and all the beautiful trees and scenic roads. All these things put together and more made what felt like a beautifully surreal experience. And of course, as a photographer, this was like a dream for me. When we arrived in the city of Columns, I was amazed by what the city had to offer. It's such a historic place with so many beautiful sights to see. The Capitol, the Cathedral of Havana, and Revolution Plaza. And of course, I had to take photos at every column, corner, and landmark. I am extremely lucky and grateful to have been on this unbelievable trip with some incredible people. It was a great way to experience such a different culture compared to mine back in Toronto. The photos and videos I got from this trip are some of my personal favorites, and I know looking back on them in the future will bring me back to simpler times. In March, halfway through my second semester of university at Ryerson, I finished a 6-week single camera course and started a 6-week multi-camera course. This was one of the coolest classes I've ever taken. I was able to use some of Ryerson's industry-grade television studios for this class, and every second I was in there, I felt like I was making a full-on TV show. Of course, this is what that class is supposed to simulate. A live-to-air or live-to-tape TV production. These were real cameras, real systems, and real software that the pros use at real networks. The feeling I had while learning in the studio is beyond words. Awesome, amazing, surreal. Can't even begin to describe it. This got me really excited for the rest of the semester. Using these studios was such a unique opportunity, which I knew I would never forget. And March 13th, 2020. When I woke up that day, I had no idea it would be the last time I would walk the halls of Ryerson with my friends and attend in-person classes. At the time, of course, we didn't think it would last long. But after almost a year of these pandemic protocols, we can only wish we could have told ourselves what was to come. After my first few months of online school, with day after day feeling like Groundhog Day, summer finally arrived. Like a lot of people, my summer job was cancelled because of everything going on, and to be honest, that was pretty rough. I had my first film and media job lined up, and I was really looking forward to it, but obviously circumstances changed. Of course, I wasn't just going to sit around all summer, so I had to get up with something. I started taking photos more, and I even put out my first video in almost 5 months, which felt great. And it didn't stop there. Throughout the summer, I went around the city going to places I never even knew existed, and did what I do best. Shooting around the city with friends was a big part of my summer, but I spent a lot of time enjoying the wilderness as well. I spent a lot of time up north at the cottage and taking some photos up there as well, and it was great seeing cottage country with such vibrant and refreshing colors after being in the city for the last few months of school, where everything felt gray and lifeless. Even though we couldn't have expected a summer like this, I'm still incredibly grateful to have spent the time with some of my most important friends, and of course, my family. Whether it was in the backyard with chairs spread out around the dock, out in the middle of Algonquin Park on bikes or on a hike trail, this summer was extremely special. It truly reminded me of the huge impact that being with people who make you happy can have, and to all those people, thank you for being you. "2020. In no way was this a year we could have ever expected. But through all the trials and tribulations that we experienced, no matter where you were, we made it through this perfect storm of a year together. Through all the ups and downs, the bad news and the good, we can all collectively say that we made it through. Even though 2020 had so many challenges, one thing I noticed is that I never wanted to stop creating. I always wanted to push myself beyond what I thought was possible. A challenge I wanted to face this summer was completing my first 100-kilometer bike ride, and in August, I got my first road bike, and less than a month later, I did 105 kilometers in Algonquin Park with one of my best friends, Thomas. I'm so grateful towards Thomas for coming along with a rookie like me on a ride like this, and it'll be an experience that I never forget. The biggest lesson I learned in 2020 is that no matter the size of the challenge, no matter how much doubt you have in your mind, you can always find a way to overcome these challenges. If you really want to be better and improve yourself, just go do it. Because trust me, it's well worth it.